Hi, this is Tim with Revive Industries, and in this video I'm going to do a review of the Swag Offroad Portaband version 3.0. So this is the unit here. Start off, I should have done an unboxing video of this because for my experience, I recently ordered another product from another company, which arrived a little after their shipping date that they claimed. Actually, the truth is, it arrived on time, but I never received it. It was reported as being delivered, and I never received it. So I went back and forth with the company. They sent a replacement, so on and so on. I would have preferred that they require a signature upon delivery, which they did not. That's okay. However, with Swag Offroad, when I did receive this, not only was it delivered on time, as they quoted, but this was the most well-packaged unit or piece of equipment I have ever purchased or received. This unit came the table came packaged in its own box. The legs were packaged separately, and the hardware and everything, which came in a bag, which I have kept for keeping my spare parts, was in its own bag. Instructions were folded and included, and all of that was packaged in another box. So this is the most ridiculously well packaged piece of equipment I have ever purchased. So big thumbs up to Swag Offroad on their shipping, delivery time, as well as packaging. That was just over the top. So now let me get to how this unit operates. I am using the DeWalt oh, I forget the model number of this unit right here. Sorry, that's not focusing well. This is the DWM 120. That is what specifically fits for the Portaband version 3.0, which if you go to swagoffroad.com, they have 4 versions available now, and they have a chart right there on their website that makes it ridiculously easy to choose. If you already own a portable bandsaw, just look at which brand and model number you have, and they have a chart to tell you which one or multiple tables they offer, which will work for the bandsaw unit that you already own. I went with the 3.0 because I think there were 2 that worked for my particular bandsaw, but this one offered, the 3.0 offered the most additional features. The 4.0 is only for the newest Milwaukee Deep Throat, which I do not own. As far as assembly, it was quick and easy. I ordered mine. You can order your version finished by Swag Offroad, painted or powder coated, I believe. I won't swear to that. I opted for bare metal finish, and I did my own painting, and so I just chose black and gray, and I left the table just rough. I did 2 clear coats of polyurethane just to help prevent rust and such. And as much use as this has already received in the 3 or 4 weeks that I've owned it, I know I'll have to be recoating that, but that's fine. Assembly was quick and easy once all the paint had cured. Simple, straightforward. Their instructions are nice and clear. One of my favorite features on this is, even though I own the DeWalt DWM 120, the single, I'm going to call it throat plate. I don't remember exactly what they call it, but this table here, or the plate, has all of these different mounting options included for a wide array of bandsaw units. So one plate, multiple units that it can accommodate. And you can see here, The DWM 120 requires these two on the top, and then they all will mount your bandsaw to the table with the knob that Swag Offroad includes here. Originally, I didn't really like the fact that there were so many holes here, but they are all countersunk, and honestly, it doesn't cause any problems with feeding material over. Nothing catches or snags or anything. And now, after having used it as much as I have, which is almost daily, this doesn't bother me a bit. It's not a big deal, and what I appreciate about Swag Offroad's design is that the one plate can work for so many different saws, which keeps their production at a minimum and allows them to offer this for as low cost as they do. If they made a different plate for every brand, that's a lot of inventory for them to keep on hand, and their production cost would go up. So really smart engineering on their part there, making one plate for such a wide array of saws available. There are two additional things that you can order with your Swag Offroad Portaband table, and those are, you can order the Incra miter gauge that goes in these included slots, which are on version 3.0 and 4.0, I believe. I did not opt for that. I already have several miter gauges here that I can use, and they do fit in those standard miter slots on both sides of the blade. The second option that you can select, I did go with, and that is the foot switch here, which is really simple, straightforward. This is just a simple on-off. When you step on it, it turns on. As soon as you step off, your saw turns off. And the switch plugs in between your power source or your extension cord, and then your bandsaw plugs into their foot switch plug here. Super simple, very straightforward. In my experience, in my opinion, impossible to screw up. Another plus, I appreciate that option. That does require, as they recommend, that you put a simple clamp on your power switch, which basically bypasses the saw's power switch and makes the foot switch the default control. So let's make this a little more straightforward. Very easy. Let's see, any other pluses on this? The saw to table ratio is pretty doggone well balanced. I have not had any problems with feeding material in and tipping it over. Because the bulk of the saw is hanging off the back, I could see that could be a concern for some people, but in my experience thus far, it has not been an issue at all. And in case that may be an issue for you, Swag Offroad also has pre-drilled their feet. All 4 feet are pre-drilled for mounting in a more permanent fashion to your work surface. This is not a functionality thing at all, but it's really cool laser cutting, and I like their design, but it has nothing to do with the features at all. It's just pretty cool. The only issue that I have, which is not an issue with Swag Offroad's design or manufacture, is I have not used a miter gauge at all for anything. And if I did need to, right now as it stands, my blade here is not parallel with the miter gauge slot. But as I said before, that's not a Swag Offroad issue. I think that is with my guide bearings, and I'm going to have to look at how to adjust. If you go to swagoffroad.com, they have lots of tools and equipment that they fabricate and sell, make available to you. The Portaband table is just one of those pieces of equipment that you can buy. But you'll see also in their video demonstrations using it, they don't have the problem I do. So I think that's a matter of looking into my saw and how to square up or true up the blade to the guide or to the miter slot here. That's an issue that's mine. It's not a design defect on Swag Offroad's part. That is the only issue I have found. Every now and then I'll get some debris buildup in here, but that's literally as simple as loosening the knob on the bottom. Then the saw is free, pull it out, and I can clean out the debris here. When I'm feeding material in here, because of all my buildup here, I just need to take it off, clean it out, and so on. And then I can reinsert the saw, which I don't think I'm going to be able to, maybe I can do one-handed. This is the knob that Swag includes in your kit. Just installs on the bottom of the table here. Well, I'm going to do that when I have two hands and I don't make this an even lengthier, boring video than it should be. So, suffice it to say, I'm very pleased and impressed with Swag Offroad's Portaband table. Here's the back side, if you care to see that at all. This is an excellent unit. I spent weeks researching this, probably a year or two ago, and decided not to pull the trigger on buying one, and I just made do with the stock piece that came on the DWM 120. And that worked okay. This certainly does work better. You can even use the saw with just the plate on there, and that's pretty handy. But then for the way I wanted to use it, it would still have to be clamped into something, so their table that they provide is far superior to just a bench vise or something else like that. But as far as I'm concerned, Revive Industries, Swag Offroad has designed and built a very superior product and earned definitely a permanent place in our shop at Revive Industries. Our main thing is custom woodworking, but we do incorporate a lot of steel in our designs and furniture and interior treatments, so this is a major benefit to my shop, and honestly has been a huge time saver and has allowed me to be far more productive than figuring out how to maneuver different things the way I did previously. So, Swag Offroad, thank you very much for the Portaband version 3.0 or Portaband table, and Tim signing out. Thanks guys.